A group stopped traffic on I-94 in St. Paul tonight, protesting a grand jury's decision in the police shooting death of Breonna Taylor. Thanks for watching WCCO, also streaming on CBSN Minnesota. Today, Kentucky's Attorney General announced that the officers will not be charged in Taylor's death.
Police raided Taylor's Louisville home back in March. Investigators say her boyfriend fired at the officers. They then returned fire, killing Taylor. We have learned 2 police officers were shot during riots in Louisville tonight. One is in surgery, but both are expected to survive. After a day of protests, rioters have started setting fires in the streets of downtown Louisville. In Minnesota, protesters were peaceful as they showed their solidarity with Louisville, and our Jeff Wagner is live at the Capitol with their message. Jeff?
Frank, the scars of George Floyd's death at the hands of Minneapolis police have yet to heal for some of them. Now the news of no charges for the officers behind Breonna Taylor's death may have reopened those wounds.
I know that this is a troubling day. I know that we are all sad. We are trying to figure out how did this happen.
An emotional evening on the lawn outside the Minnesota State House.
It's heartbreaking. It makes you feel a little hopeless.
As a large crowd came together to honor Breonna Taylor's life.
This is for Queen Breonna.
And denounce what they call another example of injustice, as the officers behind Taylor's death were not directly charged for her death.
Louisville is a city with a Democratic mayor and a state with a Democratic governor and a black attorney general. And we still didn't get no justice.
It's a community still reeling from its own trauma at the hands of police in Minneapolis earlier this summer.
It makes you feel somewhat hopeless, because I had some hope when America witnessed George Floyd's murder that things may get better.
I'm just scared that I'm gonna live in this nightmare where all I feel like my #1 weapon against brutality is dreaming.
After an hour of passionate speeches, protesters hit the streets of St. Paul, carrying their message from block to block. Once back near the State House, some of the protesters made their way onto I-94, stopping traffic in the eastbound lanes for about 45 minutes, a tactic often used to draw even more attention to their cause, with some people spraying graffiti along the way. Although hopelessness and anger permeated this crowd, channeling those emotions into action remains the focus for many.
Just don't give up. Keep fighting. Keep believing. And one day change shall come.
We saw State Patrol squad cars escorting small buses, paddy wagons, if you will, onto the highway after the protesters went onto I-94. We presume it's to maybe arrest some of those people who did not disperse. It's unclear, though, tonight if anyone was arrested.
Okay, well, we'll try to follow up on that, Jeff. Thank you. Investigators say that 2 of the officers who opened fire inside Breonna Taylor's apartment were justified to do so. A 3rd officer is being charged because he fired bullets into the apartment next door, endangering Breonna Taylor's neighbors.